Hello, my country people. My name is Abdulkas from MidasClub. And today I want to tell you a story, and a science story. And the idea na experiment videos where we do now so that we fit teach all these science things for Pidgin so that una go understand them. And so that una go know wetin dey happen for that field. So today I want to tell you a story of person wey dem call Isaac Newton. That man, that for many hundreds of years, that guy. So he discover how planets for sky, how they take they orbit the sun and how the moons they orbit the planet. When I say orbit, how then they take cycle them. And he discover gravity. He can discover say he get force for sun and all this earth and all this planet. Then get force depending on how big. Then they get force, and they call them gravitational force. It be like magnet where they drag other things. So then discover say sun they drag all these other planets. So Isaac Newton don't already discover them. Every time then they check, they come see say, man, Isaac Newton, you be genius. So all this the way you discover about how all these planets they rotate and everything. It is so correct. So time can they go, everything can they go. Then one scientist where they call William Herschel can discover Uranus, another planet. Everybody can be happy. Hey, they don't discover new planet. Oh, hey, Uranus. Everybody can be happy. Abi. Then later they can they check the Uranus. They can discover say Uranus no can they follow the Newton's law. Everybody can confuse. But Newton's don't calculate this thing, and for many years they work. How come Uranus no can they follow him? They can confuse. But this thing been they work since. Everything they work. How Uranus no go they follow Newton's law? Now they come they calculate say if Uranus no follow Newton's law, then another planet fit there somewhere where they make Uranus no they follow Newton's law the way they expect them. And if they fit find that planet, then they go come understand say no, Newton's law they work now. Be say this planet the gravity of this planet now can they affect the motion of Uranus. Una understand? So now two mathematicians can say okay, we'll go look for this planet. Now the way they go calculate and say okay, where this planet supposed to be, if this planet go they affect Uranus the way they affect Uranus like this, the planet must be somewhere here, and you go get this particular size before if it affect the gravity of Uranus like this. Now so then they think. So, but if we look for this planet, we not come find this planet, then we dey for trouble, because it be like say Newton's law no work here. Means say we have to think of how to reconcile that thing, because it no work. So two mathematicians, one French guy Leverrier and another John Couch Adams, a German mathematician, they can't go check that time when they give them say, because they send letters to the observatory now where then they build all these big telescope where then they use check the sky to see where planets they don't. Mathematicians don't already calculate and say, no, now check this place, because if Uranus they act like this, then another planet must be somewhere for this calm place where feel cause them like this. Then they call that thing inversion problem. For mathematics it's difficult to do, most especially that time where they don't get calculator and all those things. So these two mathematicians just go check observatory, check that particular place where mathematician talk say if Uranus no they behave like Newton's law, then another planet must be for this particular place where they cause them. As they check and then see them, now they can discover Neptune. Everybody can they happy, everybody can say, man, that Newton way, man, that guy na genius. So how? Because as they can discover say Newton's law been they work. Now another planet can they cause Uranus, make it know they do like say if they follow Newton's law. So everybody can happy say, yeah, Newton's law they work. Then later they can discover Mercury, say Mercury where they close to the sun. Now be the planet where they closer to the sun. They discover say Mercury also they follow Newton's law. But that time they don't already know. Say we don't already know how to solve this thing now. After all, we do them that time where we discover Uranus now. So for that Mercury they can say okay, make we look for the planet. Then do the calculation. But Mercury they very close to the sun, so it can't be difficult to find planet. They can say maybe the planet go day, but they close to the sun too much where we no fit see, and maybe now be the reason. They even can't give them name Vulcan. They say the planet must day because this Newton's law then they strong. We don't already discover how the thing they work. So they can't give the name planet Vulcan. Then they call am hypothesis for science. Mean say if this thing dey like this, then we expect say another thing fit dey here. Though they no see am, they try to check am during eclipse. They no see am. They say maybe sun dey too bright there, so maybe their telescope no fit find that planet. So everybody come dey quiet. Everybody no problem. So for 1916, one scientist wey dem dey call Albert Einstein come discover the general theory of relativity wey come redefine the way gravity dey. They come discover say Newton's law of gravity say e dey the same or e dey follow, but they come discover say for some places wey dey close to the sun, because the gravity of the sun, the magnet wey dey sun wey dey pull this other planet, e dey so strong wey be say e no go get effect like e dey when those planets dey far. So they come discover say Mercury, why Mercury dey do like say e no dey obey Newton's law, na because of the general theory of relativity wey Albert Einstein discover. Now all of them come say, chai, na true oh. After they don discover theory of relativity, na in that planet Vulcan disappear. They know say that planet Vulcan wey we form na lie. Na general theory of relativity make Mercury no dey obey Newton's law the way we expect. Ha! Albert Einstein, you don save us, so everything. So everybody come dey happy. Everybody come dey happy. Then remember that Neptune wey dem discover, where those two mathematicians wey dem check when dem discover say na Neptune dey affect the gravity of Uranus. Una remember that one? Then calculate the way Neptune dey. They come discover say Neptune too no dey follow Newton's law. Scientists come confused. Wetin be this thing again? First, we discover say Uranus no dey follow Newton's law. We come discover say na Neptune cause am. Then later we come discover Mercury, but that one actually true e no dey follow Newton's law, because theory of relativity don come. We come explain why e no dey follow Newton's law. Now Neptune again wey we discover no come dey follow Newton's law. Why? So na in the consider another planet must dey be that wey dey cause Neptune too, make e no dey follow Newton's law. They come dey check for that planet, and they look for planet X. Well, they just call them planet X because they never find them. So anytime when they look for a new planet, they go call them planet X because they never find them. When they find them, they go come give a name. As they come, they look for that planet X, then they look for them, they look for them. They can't do that same calculation where they do when they look for the planet where they affect Uranus. They come, they look for. They come check, they no find. Then for 1930, they can't discover planet X. Hey! So as they can't check and they can't discover planet X, everybody can't be happy. They can't give a name, Pluto. Now I make for primary school, you know, say as they do 9 planets, we get Pluto. That Pluto, now that one, now that planet X where they discover them. So as they can't find Pluto, everything. But that time when they find them, mathematicians can't they complain, say, wait, where will I find this thing? It no go with mathematics, so that position no go everything. But they say, okay, we go to check about, make we they celebrate still, say we don't find for now. They can't they happy, say yeah, they don't find planet X, and Pluto. Then later, as time they go, they get better equipment to they check all these things. They can't discover, say Pluto. As they measure and they go say Pluto, they become small, and they go discover Pluto small. Later they can't even discover, say Pluto small, say pass Moon. Now small, in fact, it comes small way they can't remove them from planet. They just add them as dwarf planet. So Pluto now they know even they call them planets. They just put them as dwarf planet. So as that one can't happen, they can't say now we don't know why Neptune no they follow Newton's law. We no get idea. Now so they stay like that, they don't know why Newton's law no they work there. We understand for Mercury, general theory of relativity. We understand for Uranus, wey be the Neptune wey dey cause am. But for the Neptune, we look for planet, na Pluto we get, and Pluto we come discover say Pluto no get the size, e no get the gravity wey fit affect Neptune. So they come dey think, so wetin go come be? Na so dem leave am, they no know, then they wait, make God help, or make one scientist come discover something. So for 1993, one scientist wey dem dey call Miles Standish come discover, say wait first, all this data wey we don get about this Neptune wey we dey think say no dey follow Newton's law, make we check the data well. So now they check the data, and he come go check the observatory, meaning where they get all those telescopes. Come they check all the different things. Come check, say one of the observatory where they don't collect data from, he discover say something no they work well, whether na the gearbox or something wey no they work well for that observatory. So he come discover say, okay, this observatory, give us good result too, because the gearbox sef no dey work well well. Na im discard the data of that one, come carry the data of the other ones wey dey work well well, come calculate am. Na im dey come discover say Neptune dey follow Newton's law. Chai! They come discover say Neptune dey follow Newton's law. So you see how scientists think, how they think back. Newton don discover something, then later then they discover another planet, but they discover say the planet no dey follow Newton's law. Then they come discover say maybe na another planet fit dey cause, and they come look for that planet, they come find that planet. Later they discover say Mercury no dey follow Newton's law, but Mercury then come form planet because they think say planet must dey. But later on, general theory of relativity come prove say no, you no need planet. Na so e dey. Na so for close to sun, that gravity no go dey work that way. Then later on, they come discover say Neptune no dey follow Newton's law. They come calculate, suffer. Then for 1993, person come discover say na the machine itself wey they use take calculate am, na im no dey work well. And then they come discover say Neptune dey follow Newton's law. So now so scientists people they think, sometimes then they make mistake, sometimes then they try and error, sometimes then they do wetin dem dey call hypothesis. Mean say if this thing fit dey there, then another thing fit dey there. But they no dey talk and say na conclusion, but they just talk and say na hypothesis, say dem feel say e fit dey. And na so, and then they honest to talk and say, see the one where we know and see the one where we no know. So this one are the story of science where I been want share with una. If una understand and where then this one will help us to do more scientific stories like this. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.